Hello beautiful, welcome back to Nat's Beautiful Life. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite audiobook narrators of the year so far. I have listened to quite a few audiobooks this year, way more than normal, and I want to share the ones that have really stood out to me, that I've really enjoyed. And I do have an actual spreadsheet that I will be linking down below for you, so you can click and see all the audiobooks I've read so far this year and all of the audiobook narrators and my rating on them and all of that. So you can get the full list there, but I'm just going to highlight the best of the best. If you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Natasha. I do videos on books, art journaling, media, basically anything I want to do a video about, because hey, why not? I would love for you to subscribe and click the like button if you like this video, and if you want to do the notification bell, we do that as well. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. So like I said, I have finished about 38 books this year on audiobook. I finished about 59 books so far as of today, in just total, but the majority apparently have been the audiobooks because I listen to them while I'm doing other things. This is the most audiobooks I've ever read in a year, and I plan on reading more. I have enjoyed them, and then what makes them so good is, of course, a really good narrator. I've had some books that I didn't really particularly think were that great, but the audiobook narrator got me through it, or was really enjoyable, and all of that. So I want to talk to you today about some of my favorite audiobook narrators. There is a link down below to my spreadsheet that has everybody listed, ratings of every single audiobook I've read as far as the narrator. And remember, I am rating the narrator, not the book. So let's just get into it. So what I did was I made a list of like my top 5-ish kind of, and the first 4 are narrators that I've had more than one book that they narrated, and also that I really enjoyed. So then I'm going to talk about some series narrators that are really good, and I think that's it. So let's get going. My number 1 audiobook narrator is Bahni Turpin. She did a portion of The Other Black Girl, which was by, let's see, I know it'll be on the screen, but The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Dalia Harris. She was one of the narrators, and she was really good. But where she stood out to me, and I realized when I was, if you go to Goodreads, yeah, you can put in like Bonnie Turner or any of the other narrators, and it'll pull up all the books that narrated. And so we did that, and she's narrated a lot of books that I have listened to before and all that. She's phenomenal. So she did the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. She is the only narrator for that. And every single person has their own voice, and you do not need to hear anybody mention anybody's name. You know who is speaking just by the voice. She did a phenomenal job. So let me explain to you what narrating the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires is like. Imagine taking the Golden Girls and just wiping all of the sound off and having Bahni Turpin do all of their voices. And it's perfect. Okay? She is amazing. I don't know how she does it. And I am totally like looking for more books. I've got books on hold and all of that at the library through Libby that she has narrated. Really enjoy her. Highly recommend her as a narrator. The second one, and they're kind of equal to me, honestly, is Julia Whelan. She did, I believe I did no, that's a different one. I did Malibu Rising this year by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That book was not my favorite book, but she did every voice for it. Again, you could tell who was speaking. And she also did one I did recently, which was The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. Phenomenal job. Just the inflections of the different characters. We've got people who have lived in a modern world, and then people who've lived in this wild Alaska for a long time. And she did such an amazing job doing all of those voices, all of those characters. And again, you didn't need to hear their names, so who was speaking, you knew because of her. So we have Bonnie Turpin, Julia Whelan. My third one is Marin Ireland. She has done all of the Beartown, Us Against You, all of that by Fredrik Backman. If you've listened to those books or read those books, you know what I'm talking about. She just has this soulful way of bringing even inanimate objects and the sounds they make. There's this bang sound that happens in the Beartown world, and sometimes it's a gun, sometimes it's a hockey puck, you know, sometimes it's other things, but she just has this way of bringing those bangs to life, and just making you feel them. And it's like the way the author wrote it is to make you kind of feel it off the page, but the way she narrates it is awesome. Plus, just her voice and everything it's just excellent. She does an excellent job. Those are some of my favorite books of all time. So the fact that she narrated them and did such an incredible job is just like, she's another one. I want like all the books that she's narrated. And the third one is Brittany Presley. I've actually done it. She's on my list twice. She did The Night Shift, which I think she's the main character in The Night Shift that we're following because she's listed first as the narrator. There's a cast of narrators, but it's not necessarily a full cast. In other words, when you're in a point of view of someone, that point of view is narrated by a different narrator. But if they're speaking for other people, they change their voice kind of thing. A full cast would be something like Daisy Jones and the Six, where every single character speaking has a different voice and nobody voices anyone else. They only voice themselves. I love audiobooks like that because it's like a radio drama kind of. But anyway, Brittany Presley, I really like her. She also did one, where's the other one she did? Should have highlighted it. She did The Night Shift, we know, and Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. That's actually a really good book. I did enjoy that book a lot. And again, she did different voices for everyone. There was one more narrator for Local Woman Missing, but I believe Brittany is the main person speaking, or main character. So I really, really enjoyed that one as well. And so those are kind of like top tier for me. So the other two I'm going to give you are, it's number 5. So there's a tie for number 5. I've only done one book by each, but absolutely phenomenal job. One is Eileen Archer, who did the part of Scarlet in They Never Learn. Oh my word, it's haunting and it's crazy. That book is crazy. Anyway, They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. That book is crazy, by the way. You'll have to watch my June wrap up for thoughts on that, but Eileen Archer does, I believe, Scarlet, and she's just, it's a book about a female serial killer. You know from the beginning she is a serial killer, and her voice is just spot on. And then the other one is Stephen Crossley, who does, what is his name in this book? He does, it's not on here. The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window Disappeared by Jonas Jonasson. What I loved about him, he's of course voicing a very old man who is still, you know, happening with it. But his comedic timing and his deadpan comedy with this book are just phenomenal. I've already talked 100 times about that book and how much I love it, but I think the narrator just, you know, put it on that other level. So those are my top 5 narrators so far this year that I've really loved. I mean, there's other ones on here that I've loved, but those are my top 5. As far as series narrators, I've done a couple series this year, and they have the same narrator for all of them. One is Marcella Cox, who does, I believe her name is Tabitha, in The Black Girls Must Die Exhausted and Black Girls Must Be Magic by Jane Allen. She does a great job. She voices all of the characters, but you know, she is the main character. Great, great, great job. And then we have Kyla Garcia, who actually does, where's it at? Why can't I find this one? Oh, Kyla Garcia, which she does the Cuba saga. Yeah, so Next Year in Havana and When We Left Cuba. Just really good. Those are easier books to listen to. They're not, again, they're not great books. Like, I wouldn't, like, be making everyone read them. Like, it's not like The Four Winds. I'm like, everybody read this book. It's great, blah, blah, blah. It's, you know, these are good books. You know, they're historical fiction. You know, they're a good time. I liked the second book more than the first one, and she is the only narrator for the second one. So I really do enjoy that narrator. That narrator really makes the book better, I'd say. And then the last one was Angela Daw, who is the voice of, what is those books called? Finlay Donovan. So Finlay Donovan is Killing It, and Finlay Donovan Knocks Them Dead by Elle Cosimano. She voices Finlay. And those are not typically books that I would pick up, but I thought that sounds like a fun, kind of cozy murder thing. They're zany and they're funny, and Angela Daw does a great job because sometimes she's just exasperated, like, you know, and she just does a good job of those emotions coming over the screen. So, or the screen, the earbuds. So I really did enjoy that. Okay, so those are my like top tier kind of narrators for the year. I'm sure I've done some other really great ones through the years past, but I decided to gather these since this is like the first year I've done quite so many. I listen a lot of times with my little JVC earbuds. I think they're like $40 at Best Buy. They're not noise canceling, but I think the quality is pretty good, especially for audiobooks. As for where I get my audiobooks, I try, if I can get it on Libby, which is the library system thing where you get your audiobooks and ebooks and things like that, I will, because it's just easier on, because I listen on my phone, so it's easier on my phone. And I'll explain that in a second. I will do Scribd. So Scribd is a service. I'm not sponsored. They don't know I exist. It used to be a little bit less. Now it's like $9.99 a month. But it's unlimited. As many audiobooks as you want, as many ebooks as you want. I think they may have podcasts. They also have like newspapers and magazines, things like that. And they tend to have new releases, and it's kind of like Netflix. If they don't have the new release right now, check in a month, kind of a thing. So anything that I don't find at Libby just yet, or anything that is not available, like there's like 100 people on the list, I can usually just go find it on Scribd. The thing with Scribd, though, it does drain your battery a bit, so it's not a problem with my new phone. With my older phone, I had to make sure I had a plug with me at work or whatever, just to juice it. But other than that, I really enjoyed that Scribd service. I actually chose that instead of, I did have the Audible Premium Plus, which was kind of, you got your free audiobook, or the one you paid for. You pay for the service, it's like $15 a month. You got one book, like one credit, and you could just choose from anything that they had, so you could get a new release or whatever. And then they had like a group of books you could choose from that it was unlimited, like as many as you wanted. So I went with Scribd because, like I said, I can normally get the newer books there, or I can wait, kind of thing. So those are the two services, the Libby and the Scribd, that I typically use. Well, it seems I'm starting to lose my voice for some odd reason, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off today. If you are new to the channel again, we would love to have you, so please subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite audiobook narrators are and all of that. I also love dramatized podcasts. I haven't done one in a while, so if there are any of those kind of things going on, so something like We're Alive or something like that, put that in the comments below. I'd love to check it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time right here on Nat's Beautiful Life. Have a great day, gorgeous.